This is The Win, Special Edition Raw, where I share my personal stories of failures and successes as a serial entrepreneur. My views on how to start and grow a business using today's top online marketing and sales strategies. So welcome to The Win, Raw, with me, your host, Heather Havenwood. Are you over 45, 60? Are you relying on the traditional medical field to help you feel great and get you back to a balanced body? Good luck with that. At e2lab.com, Dr. Don Salio got sick of people complaining about bloating, inflammation, and feeling sluggish. He has created unique, potent, and powerful non-pharmaceutical supplements to help the body rebalance, detox, and get back to being healthy. Go to e2lab.com, getting you back to healthy and balanced. Hey everyone, welcome to The Win with Heather Havenwood. This is the solo show, Raw, so it's just you and me. You know, I've always wanted to be Delilah. Remember? Do you know the radio host of Delilah? She has this like totally sexy voice. I don't even know what she looks like, but she's like, Delilah. I can't tell you how many times it's like 2 a.m. and I'm driving somewhere back in the day and I'm listening to Delilah. Anyway, so I want to share with you a question I was asked to be part of a roundup. What roundup is basically a ton of different experts giving kind of their story and quotes on one central question. And I was asked to be a part of this question. So I'm going to read the question because I think it's really interesting. Can you send me the answer about the first time you earned money online? And I remember it's called the first dollar. And people always ask me who my client is. And I always say to them, there's 3 levels of clients. Okay. The first one is they haven't made their first dollar yet. You know, they have an idea, you have an idea, but you haven't made the first dollar yet. The second person, they've made their first dollar and it's like blood. You know, once you have that blood of like, I made my first dollar online, it's all of a sudden, I want more. You know, you just start to have this desire. I want more. How do I do more of that? And that's where most entrepreneurs are in that world. They're like, they've made $1 and they're like, okay, how do I make more of that? Okay. And then the next level is called builders, where they've made a lot of dollars. They're full-time entrepreneurs. They're covering their bills. And now they're like, okay, how do I leverage my time? How do I kind of move out of this so I'm not like in the rut of it? And then we work on systems and expanding oneself. Okay. So that's what I'm not talking about today. I'm going to talk about that first dollar. And I shared in my little roundup response about the moment. And I'm going to share with you today. So it was, what year was it? I'm going to take myself back here. 2007, 8, maybe 8, 9. I created a course called The Closer. I loved there's actually a show called The Closer. Okay. And I love it. And before that time, from 2001 to 2006, I was traveling the country doing seminars and I started becoming a consultant where I would help the speaker in the front of the stage how to close more in the back of the room, you know, because I was doing the events. And so I started as a back of the room girl, just randomly, like, you know, doing registration I started moving into more of the production of the event. It's really important. If you don't have the production of the event right, people aren't going to buy because it's all about energy. Then I started to really research and watch every single sales presentation I could watch in the front of the room. Like, I'm talking, these are master salespeople. When you're in front of a room for 150 people, 200 people, 3,000, 5,000 people, and you have an hour and a half and you literally have people trampling over each other, running to the back of the room, throwing their credit cards, you have a person who's a master. And I started to study that. Robert Allen, Marshall Silver, Ted Thomas, these are Ron Licker, these are masters, literally masters. And I figured at one point I had produced over 450 events. And if you imagine one event is 3 to 4 days and each day's 8 hours, you can imagine the hours I spent behind the back of the room and watching and studying good people that were really great speeches and ones that really sucked. Right. So I became kind of a connoisseur. And I would know within the first 30 minutes, okay, this person's a closer or not. I could tell. So I started to teach other speakers how to do it mainly because I wasn't making enough money in the back of the room because I got a split. And so I would teach them out of pure narcissistic way. I wanted selfish reasons, not narcissistic, selfish reasons, because I wanted to make more money. So I started to teach them. They started to increase their sales. Then I started to shift into consulting. People would say, oh, well, go ask Heather. She knew how to do it. She taught me how to be a better closer. I started working on people's presentations. And so I started getting I basically became a consultant. Then I moved into coaching around that. But again, remember, I have not made my first dollar online for my products. That's the difference. So up until this point, I had sold, I was in the back of the room selling other people's products, $3,000, $5,000, taking people's credit cards for $10,000. One time I remember swiping a credit card for $12,000 and actually went through and pulled out a little receipt and gave him this tiny little receipt for $12,000. I thought to myself, I just sold him a car. I knew how to sell. I knew how to, what I call, extract the money from someone's hands such that it's called separation. Separating people from their money is literally the art of sales. And some people get all weird about that. And you might want to turn me off like, oh my God, you're so horrible. Actually, no, it's the sales is the art of separating you from your money. That's literally the art of sales. So I was good at that. And I traveled the country doing very well, sold millions of dollars of other people's information marketing product seminars. And so that wasn't new to me. So here I am, 2005, I built a business from $0 to $1 million, did very well. Again, selling someone else's products, someone else's name. Okay, again, very common for me. I did very well. And then, one day that was gone. And I've told that story many, many times. Came home one day and everything was gone. So now I'm 2009 and I'm broke, but I knew I had a skill set because even though I'm broke, right, at the time, I still had a skill set. I still could teach people how to close, right? Because that didn't disappear from me. I knew that skill set. So I created this course called The Closer. And I sold it for $497 at a tiny little list. This is pre-Facebook. I pushed out this course to, I don't even know who bought, right? I pushed out this course, $497. I got on a teleseminar, and the teleseminar was about how to sell in teleseminars. So I did a free teleseminar, got people on the teleseminar about that. I started teaching like little things about selling, right? Little tips and tricks. And then from there, I sold them the course for $497. And I gave away the farm. I gave away like four or five group sessions. And then like each person got a one-on-one with me. I gave them a package of like $3,000, but I was broke and I thought, oh my God, if I could just do this would like, I would, pay for my food and stuff for like 2 or 3 months. It was like great. So I did. And I think I sold 7 units, but this was the key. This was my first dollar because I was selling me. And that is the transition from salesperson to promoter. And I want to talk to you about that little shift. And it's one of the hardest shifts that entrepreneurs make. And some don't ever make it. Salespeople can sell ice to Eskimo, meaning I can tell you how amazing this car is. I can tell you how amazing this other person is, right? If someone's in the front of the room and I'm in the back of the room, oh my God, it's so much easier to tell you how amazing they are and they're going to help you. And this is what you get with your product. This is what you get with the benefit. Oh my God, you're going to love it. Let me tell you about how somebody else loved it. You're selling someone else. Way easier than going, let me tell you how amazing I am. Let me tell you how I can make this work for you. Let me tell you how amazing I am. It's very awkward. Okay. It's also very counterintuitive. It feels weird. That's where the ickiness gets in. This is where I work with a lot of entrepreneurs because they come to me and go, okay, I do this thing. I'm a wedding planner. I do this thing. a producer, but I don't want to have to sell myself. Can't I hire a salesperson to do it for me? No, no, you can't. I'm going to teach you how to self-promote. So the difference between a salesperson who's sitting in a car dealer who's going to sell you an Audi, when you're walking up, you literally drove up onto the car dealership, you got out, and then you said, hi, I'm here to look at Audis, and then their job is to like push you over the edge. That is a part of sales, but that's not real promotion. Because promotion is what self-promotion is when you're promoting your own work and you're selling your own work. This is why artists have such a hard time with self-promotion, right? Because it's their work. Like it literally is their piece of love, and trying to self-promote their love, their work, their creativeness, and then sell it. It feels weird. They're not very good at it. That's why they give it away or whatever. So I know you know what I'm talking about, but there's that shift. From salesperson to promoter. God, it's a tiny little shift, but it's like 100 miles apart. It really is 100 miles apart. Because again, I can sell you how amazing E2 Lab my products are that I've created with Don. I can, because I'm also kind of far removed from them, meaning it's his art, it's his creativity. He's the chemist. He's the one who's created these things. He's the one that's, time tested them. He's tested them. He's used them. He knows what they are. They're kind of his art. For me, I can tell you how amazing they are. I can tell you that the Ultra Slim Cleanse completely got rid of candida in my body. I can tell you that the inflammation product, I've never had a cramp ever since, girly cramp or cramp after working out, because the minerals are so amazing. They fill my body with amazing minerals. I've never had a cramp ever since. And on it goes. I can tell you how amazing they are, not only because I'm a customer, but because I'm like one removed. It's not my art. Okay. Now I am part owner of the company, and of course, and I believe in the products, but it's very different than your own art. When you create your own information marketing product, or you create a piece of art, and then you're out there selling your own stuff, and you make your first dollar, pat yourself on the back, because in that moment you have become a promoter. And I'm telling you, it's the number one skill set to have. It's the number one skill set to really own. In some circles, it's known as a dirty word and a bad thing. But I will tell you right now, as we're talking here in the first quarter of 2017, we have a self-promoter sitting in the White House. Okay? And again, some people don't like him. I do like him because of that. It is a skill set that is hard and challenging to overcome in your own mindset. But the moment you do, you can never go back. It's one of those moments. And it's also one of those moments where you realize you can really alter your own future and really control your own success. It is truly the number one skill set of all masterful authors and speakers and experts and coaches and entrepreneurs and business owners is self-promotion. No kidding. No kidding. No lie. So I wanted to share that with you. And there is definitely a leap. The leap. I made that leap that day in that teleseminar. I made that leap from sales gal. And I was good. I was really good, to self-promoter. And there's, like I said, again, it's a tweak. It's a moment. But man, it feels like 100 miles apart. Right? Because every sales class I've ever taken, I've been taking them since 1994, Dale Carnegie. No one talks about self-promotion. They talk about knowing your product, the benefit of the product, knowing your market, building that relationship and that trust and rapport. And that's all there. And then you're selling your own work on top of that. Oof. I'm telling you, it's a whole other world. So I want to share that with you here on this podcast. And, Myself, I'm a high performance and marketing coach. And if this show resonated with you, if you're a dentist, a chiropractor, a local business owner, a lawyer, that's a big one too, an artist at some level, I want you to reach out to me and have a conversation with me, because honestly, that is what's stopping you from really exponentially growing your business. I have a client right now. She's a wedding planner. I love her to death. She's amazing. And the first thing I had to share with her and have her understand is that the wedding, the day of the wedding, is her art. It literally is her art. The moment she looks back and goes, wow, look, I did all this. That is her creativity art. And so I knew over a period of time working with her, we would come up against some walls with self-promotion. Because at the end of the day, it's her art. It literally is her creation coming out of her. It oozes out of her. She's this amazing planner and wedding planner, and she just creates this beautiful moment for the couple. And it really is her art, And I have another client who's a producer. Same thing. The moment he's capturing on camera, that's his art. So it's sometimes a challenge when he's sitting in front of a big company and they're haggling over or negotiating over a contract, and his mind's like, this is my art, So if this resonates with you, you're not alone. If this resonates with you, then I would say reach out to me, as I would love to help you really break through the barriers of understanding the world of sales and self-promotion, and how you can make that shift. And how this shift is small, but oh man, so much power and knowing you can self-promote. It really is a lot of power in that. And people always ask me all the time, what would you do if you had to start all over again? And I'm like, well, the difference now is that I know I could self-promote myself. That's the difference. And once you know that, there's kind of like this weird feeling of like, I'll never go hungry. And so I want to teach you that. I want to share that with you. I want to give you that gift. So reach out to me. I love to work with you. My name is Heather Havenwood, of course. And I hope this really inspired you to make your first dollar online. Make your first dollar online. Because, oh man, it's a beautiful thing when you do. This is Heather Havenwood. Check us out at heatherhavenwood.com. You rock. Be you, be real, be the boss of your life. You want to work with me, go to heatherhavenwood.com. The upper right-hand side says work with Heather. Make sure you grab your gift. Text the word sexy to 72,000 right now and get your 3 free chapters of my audiobook. And guys, look, this world is so vast and so big, and online marketing is not dead. It is live and well. Podcast is not dead. It's live and well. Teleseminars are not dead. It's live and well. Webinars are not dead. It's live and well. And I'm telling you, the future of our world is still to come with online marketing. So love to work with you. Again, heatherhavenwood.com. Are you a business owner that has a website but not tech savvy? Do you feel like a hostage to your web guy? The better question is, do you have a money funnel so people come to your page and give you money while you sleep? No? Then go watch free video at heathermakesyoumoney.com. Imagine having a money site, not a website, for your self-published book, e-commerce products, local practitioners like chiropractors or lawyers. Get a money site, not a website. Go watch free video at heathermakesyoumoney.com. Have you ever wanted to stop swapping your time for money? Ever wanted to leverage your expertise by selling your knowledge to hundreds of people? I call that smart. And now you can easily and effortlessly, without a web guy, create memberships, online courses, coaching programs. Go to heatherhavenwood.com/thinkific. Start making money off what you know today. Go to heatherhavenwood.com/thinkific.